Well, I promised I would show it, so here it is in all its glory. Say goodbye to your hero, guys! You also get a different animation if you watch the wolf form sink into the sand as well. I always found this one hilarious, and it's one I don't think many people know about. Because you tend not to get stuck in the sand when you're a wolf for some reason. It's a lot easier to when you're a human. But yeah, when the wolf sinks in the sand, Midna notices, and she quickly abandons ship. I just flew in from the past, and boy are my wings of time tired. Thanks, Chrono! Welcome back for more of Twilight Princess! And yes, in case you're wondering, the code that I went to get back 3 weeks ago was not gotten on this file. So I did have to trek all the way back into the Gerudo Desert and get it there. But trust me, we do have it now. The Snowpeak Ruins. Hear the creepy music, and we have a dungeon map and everything, but it's just the big Yeti guy's home, right? I mean, they wouldn't make this a dungeon. That would just be weird. I mean, I have a dungeon in a guy's house, but... Well, there's a Poe here, so at least we're gonna go ghost busting. That's something, I suppose. Gotta figure. You'd think you have a ghost in your house, you might want to move or something? But no, the ghost was right there, and hello, Purple Chew, I forgot you were there. But yeah, we probably shouldn't approach him as a wolf. Besides, I don't think Midna can open doors with knobs on them. Hey, you don't look like the Yeti dude before. Who? Sorry, I have sickness. Come closer, Yeah, I know the feeling. I've been sick for the last 2 weeks. How are you doing? You cute little human. Husband told me to come. You want look at mirror, My husband found it, but it pretty thing, But since I get mirror, I get sick, and then bad monsters appear. So many bad things happen since mirror. So we lock bedroom on 3rd floor where it hangs, Wait, I tell you where key is. And... I guess this is gonna be a dungeon. But we don't get the map in a treasure chest, it just doesn't feel right. Fever makes head blurry, but it probably here in the room marked by this symbol. So that's where they hid the key to their bedroom? But right now, can't even get up. Would you bring it to me, Start with door right here. Fair enough. I guess that's, the big dude's wife or something. Or his daughter. Oh, you! Hey, buddy. We raced down the mountain. Wife looked bad, Not healthy since mirror. So I make soup for her. Fish from Zora village are most nutritious. You tired, You have it. It give you energy. And this in here is simple soup. You get 2 hearts worth of health replenished if you drink it. However, I have 2 blue potions and 2 granny soup-esque things, so I'm not going to waste it on that. But I believe that is your only source of health refill in this entire dungeon. And for the last time in the game, let's break Uku out of a pot, because why not? But indeed, this is the last time we will come across Uku in a pot. So, take in the moment. And of course, she'll warp you out of the dungeon wherever you want. Also, since I didn't start here directly, I should mention that when I quit right in front of the door, the entrance to the Snowpeak Ruins, it did respawn me right outside the entrance to the Snowpeak Ruins, so it didn't respawn me back at the top of the mountain like I feared it would. Anyway, we have our first instance of a block-pushing puzzle in a fairly long time. We want to get the block, or at least one of the blocks, on this switch. And in order to do that, I like to work these backwards. You have to figure out a way to stop one of the blocks on this spot over here. Which means one of the blocks has to be over here. It's the simplest thing to do. You have 2 blocks to work with. You only have 1 space of freedom here. So let's push this block into that space and see if we can get the other block to work its way around. Now you'll also notice there are sections of this area that are frozen. with ice, including an entire block just to our right. We obviously can't do anything with that yet. But you have to wonder, we've seen a couple of those things in and around the overworld, as well as just outside Snowpeak Ruins, so we're probably going to be doing something with that a little bit later. In fact, you can see a frozen switch in the middle. This is a very weird house. I don't know if I'd want to live here. And more of that ice that we can't touch. So, over here you see a hole in the wall. You have to think it's a digging spot, so we go straight through. And wind up on the other side, into the courtyard! The frozen courtyard, the snowy courtyard. And the entrance to their bedroom is outside. That's pretty poor planning, but I suppose that's the room that we're gunning for. It has the big heart-shaped lock on it and everything. It has to be the bedroom. So we come out here and we'll find, of all things, more white wolfos that I'm apparently good at beating up, even though I absolutely hate these things. I can't tell you how much trouble these things gave me when I first played the game. You don't even have to kill them, it's just that they're really annoying. Free treasure chest. And more money. Also, I forgot to mention that I went back, since I had absolutely nothing to spend my money on, I just went crazy and bought, you know, more arrows and bombs, everything that I could possibly buy, I bought. And we see another treasure chest in the snow, so let's dig it up. And in this one is a small key that literally took me hours to find the first time I played this game. It was either this one or another one later on that you have to use your senses to find. I thought I killed you. But that small key you need in order to be able to get to the room that's on the other side of this place. And they froze me in place. Hello, mini freezers. How are you doing? I would have fought you, but I didn't feel like it. And yeah, you can't open these doors as a rule. I don't know what it was about that, but it just never occurred to me to dig into the snow. It was either here or the other side. I was pretty sure it was here. That I completely... I don't know what the word for it was. I have no idea what to do. So wait for these guys to come. Swing your sword at them, they'll start bouncing around. But when they do, it makes them more vulnerable. So if you strike them when they're moving that fast, they'll break. I think they have to be moving a certain speed in order to be able to break. But they're simple enough to beat up. As long as you can track their movement anyway. Go through here. Did two doors open up? The one behind us opened up. I never looked at this stuff here. It's a lot of swords, axes, shields, everything. I mean, what was this place before the Yetis moved in? Well, this is the room that the Yeti wife told us to look into, and there's the treasure chest, so that was pretty easy. And the door's right there. I mean, it's not really a dungeon, right? It's just the dude's house. Okay, now I'm more convinced it's a dungeon. These are two new enemies called the chillfoes. And what these guys like to do is hit you with their icicle spears. Now, the really annoying thing about them is that they'll back off so they can respawn those spears. And it only takes them a couple of seconds to do it. And when you're only fighting one or two of them, it isn't that bad. But if you have to deal with knockback from several of them, and say you get rid of half of their spears, if just one of them knocks you down, the other ones will all respawn their spears. Well, here's the key. I guess we can head up to the bedroom. The pumpkin. I destroyed these for money in the first episode. What do we need a pumpkin for? What's this? This isn't right. She got the wrong location. Want to go back to try to get her to remember where the key is? Yeah, I'm sure a couple of smacks to the face will jog her memory. Well, what do you think Midna implied when she said that? So let's see. How do we get out of this room? You have to figure they wouldn't let us go back in there once we jump down. And see, this is the room that we did the block puzzle in. You can also see if you head up here that there's a section that we can explore. Probably later on the second floor, but we can't because there's a block in the way. So let's just jump down and get back to the room with Yeto in it. In fact, we have to go through his room. And when we do... You know what? Let's talk to him. What flavor? Oh. Pumpkin! You have pumpkin, huh? You could have just asked. Pumpkin, pumpkin, huh? Thanks, you taste if you want. I forget what this is called. I think it's called good soup, but now that it has pumpkin in it, it is twice as effective as simple soup. It will restore 4 hearts instead of 2. But again, you need an empty bottle, and I don't want to get rid of the stuff I have, so I'm just going to leave it there. And let's see if this little lady knows where the key is. You find it, huh? What? Pumpkin? Oh, right there. No good, huh? Where'd I leave it? Huh, maybe in that room. Go to room marked by simple. Well, that room doesn't look like a mid-boss chamber at all. Check room I marked on Mappa. Mappa? Damn it, Mappa! Well, back into the other side of the courtyard we go. And is this the part with... Yeah, this is definitely the one with the small key that I missed. I'll just get rid of the wolf post because I can. I think it's best to attack these things as they're coming towards you. Time their jump attacks with yours. It's really funny to fight these things as a wolf, though, because they can move just about as freely as you can. I suppose backing them into a corner also helps. But they're really the only enemy I've come across that mimics your movement as a wolf, and I think it's pretty fascinating. I wouldn't say it's Dark Link-esque, but it is still pretty neat that there's an enemy that does that. Okay, so it doesn't mimic your moves, but it has motion that's similar to your own. Come on, buddy. And with him out of the way, we can freely explore the area. This treasure chest, I never thought to find. I think it was the... Yeah, you don't even get a digging spot for it. You just have to walk around until you notice dig. And you have to dig twice, because it's really deep snow. This is probably the first time in the game where I actually had to use a walkthrough, a game fax or something, to find the key, because I was literally stuck here. And I think that might have been the first time I ever had to use something like game fax or anything, because in the olden days, gaming before the internet, unless you had the physical guide with you, you had no way of knowing this stuff. Up there's actually the bedroom. We can't get past the freezer up there. I'd show him off, but I can't afford to lose the health because I don't want to use a potion or something, and we can't get through there either. However, you notice there are these cannonballs here. Yes, I already know they're cannonballs. I don't think it's much of a spoiler if it's going to happen 30 seconds from now. So we have to get these through the door, and we can't actually walk through the door with them. So we have to bring down... I don't even know what you call that. Move the lever down so you can put the cannonball on one side. And then bring the lever down here, the cannonball will roll down to the opposite side. What do we need a cannonball for? You might have noticed a cannon over here. No, I can't see where this is going either, but because of this deep snow you can only move so quickly, which is why I wanted to get rid of the ice wolfos first, or the white wolfos, whatever we call them, and put a bomb in after the cannon, and the cannon fires. Now, there isn't really anything important over here, and the cannonball happens to sail right over the treasure chest, and they give you more bombs, which is stupid, because you have to have a bomb in order to open that up in the first place. But regardless, let's put the cannonball back in, actually rotate this thing around. It only moves in 90-degree increments, so there are only 4 directions you can shoot any of these things. Face it towards the freezer, and watch him explode into tiny freezers. Mini freezers, whatever. There they are. Now, once again, the heavy snow, you can roll over it, but once you're stuck in there with your little feet, there's no way you're going to be able to move fairly quickly, so into the mid-boss we go.